everybody, this is Carla, and I am back with another encouraging word. So, this message is entitled God's Provision for Restoration. Job 42:2 in the Amplified Version. I know that you can do all things, and that no thought or purpose of yours can be stopped. Job 42:12. And the Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than the beginning. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you and approved you as my chosen instrument. And before you were born, I consecrated you, declared you sacred to myself as my own. I have appointed you as a prophet to the nations to tell them about me. Man, I love that. Before you were even formed in your mother's womb, you had a God-given purpose. God knew everything you were going to go through in life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all of it. He went before you to make a way, even when there wasn't a way. He never left you. He never forgot about you. You know, sometimes when we're going through life's trials and tribulations, we seem to forget who it is that's in charge of our lives and who it is that's ordained every step. He knew everything about your life before it ever happened. He allowed things to happen in our lives, not to harm us, but to grow us and to bring us closer to Him. You know, you might not be where you want to be right at this moment, but you're exactly where God wants you to be. He's doing something in you and through you. Just because you don't understand His plan for you, you don't understand the plan for your life, doesn't mean it's not a good plan. Jeremiah 29:11 says He has a good plan. And if His word says it, it's truth. He knows what's best for you, and He always wants the best for you. You are His chosen instrument. He's never changed His mind about your life and the plan He has for it. Joyce Meyer, I have an Everyday Life Bible by Joyce Meyer, and in there it says, from the instant the enemy attacked you, when? From the instant the enemy attacked you, God has had your restoration in mind. See, God knew that because you were chosen to tell others about Him, that you were going to come under attack. I mean, Satan is going to do everything he can to trip you up in your life so that you don't tell people about God. You know, Satan doesn't want you to go down the path that God has for you. He wants you to take a right turn and take a detour and stay on that detour. But, you know, did you really think you were going to get through life without any hiccups? Did you think that life was going to be perfect? But every time the enemy attacked you, God gave you an escape plan. It says that in 1 Corinthians 10:13. But because you have stayed obedient and faithful to the one who set you apart, just like Job, you're going to be restored. The Lord blessed the latter days of Job, and your life can be just as blessed if you'll just continue to trust in the Lord and follow His commandments. That's all He really wants. He just wants your heart. If after everything you've been through, you're alive and breathing, man, you're blessed right now. You're blessed just because you're alive and breathing. The Lord will make a way where there's no other way. We need to thank the Lord for His promises over our lives and thank Him for the provision of our restoration. You see, He knew what was going to happen. He knew everything that was going to happen to me. He knew I was going to be in addiction. He knew I was going to go to jail. He knew I was going to totally screw up my life. I made my life such a tangled mess. I didn't think it could ever be straightened out. It was like this balled up thing of Christmas lights. And, you know, you just can't straighten those things out. I mean, I throw mine away and buy some new ones, okay? But He chose not to throw me away. He didn't choose a different person. Instead, He chose to straighten out my tangled up mess of a life. And He chose to use me. And He chooses to restore us like this because that was His plan from the beginning. Why do you think Jesus came? Jesus came so that we could be restored back to the Father. That's His plan, to restore us back to Him. He had that plan from the beginning, no matter what. And yes, just like Job, we may be blessed with, material things. I don't know. I'm blessed just to be alive because I'm not even supposed to be alive. And if I'm alive, I'm not supposed to be out walking around here. I'm supposed to be in jail somewhere, in prison actually. But I'm not, because the Lord has untangled my mess that I made. And He'll untangle your mess too. Oh, it's going to take some time. I made such a big mess, I didn't think He'd ever get to the point where it could be straightened out. And it has taken years. And I've not always been patient. But I've been obedient and faithful. And the Lord Himself has never not been faithful to me. I've never gone without. Not one time ever have I gone without since I started trusting and believing Him and obeying Him. I don't go without anything. And I have such dear people in my life now that I never would have met if I hadn't gone down the path that I did. And I thank God for the mess that I made in my life. Because without that mess, I wouldn't have the wonderful life that I do today. And I do have a wonderful life. And I'm so grateful for God and for what He's done in my life. So today and every day, be encouraged. Bless others. Hold on to your hope. Believe in God's promises. And trust in the Lord always.